So, can you see in the dark? Most entrepreneurs will admit that when they got started in their first business, they didn't know nor spend a whole lot of time doing their homework. Many entrepreneurs have had multiple business failures too, and from the outside looking in, it doesn't seem to bother them one bit. That's because an entrepreneur is usually focused on action, not research and preparation, and standing up all the oftentimes non-glamorous, boring block and tackle that's required in your business back end. A great metaphor for an entrepreneur's thinking could be like this. Imagine you're driving along the road at night. The headlights on your car light up the next 200 yards of the highway. And even going way over the posted speed limit, you feel confident that you could maneuver around any obstacles, pull off the road, or even stop completely in those 200 yards. So, as long as you can see 200 yards ahead, you feel confident to barrel along at 70 miles per hour in the dark, safe with the knowledge that you can handle anything that shows up in your path. An entrepreneur's business is somewhat similar. She doesn't need to know what's going on a mile ahead. In fact, most of the time, he cannot possibly know what's waiting for him a mile down the road. But she has the confidence that she can handle anything that shows up in the foreseeable future. But remember when I said she also avoided the boring block and tackle? Well, if you're kind of like me, it's just not the stuff that has you springing out of bed in the morning going, yay me, let's do this. Unless, of course, you're a CPA or an operations geek. Because of that go-getter entrepreneur attitude, I'm going to briefly touch on the importance of doing your homework. I'm Sue Kropbauer, and I've been an entrepreneur for, well, really most of my life in one way or another. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and earned an advanced degree from the business of hard knocks. My passion is to help 30 to 50 aspiring founders and current entrepreneurs how to start and grow their business successfully. And if you've tuned into me before, you know why you're here. So let's keep going, shall we? Okay, so most entrepreneurs will tell you that when they started their first business, they found all kinds of obstacles in their way and spent, well, frankly, way too much of their time, money, and energy trying to avoid them. Some eventually found those obstacles kind of took them out. Their business, or sometimes their passion or mindset, spluttered, misfired, and eventually stopped moving forward altogether on that highway. So how does the saying go? We all have 20/20 hindsight when looking in the rearview mirror. Just don't do it barreling down the road in the dark at 70 miles an hour like we spoke about earlier, okay? Promise? Okay. With the benefit of this clarity and hindsight, it is easy to see why some things just really don't work as expected. If you only, let's say, had the opportunity to drive that route in the daylight, when you could see everything, that might cause a problem. Or again, sticking with the car mentality, if you could only have talked to people who traveled that route on a daily basis. Or if you'd only done your homework, grabbed a map before you encountered those pitfalls, potholes, and unexpected detours that came along the roadway. Now, don't get me wrong, the business might still have failed. But look at the time, money, and energy that would have been saved. So, I want you to take a moment and consider this. Seasoned entrepreneurs pay attention and learn from their own mistakes. But successful and oftentimes serial entrepreneurs learn even better from other people's mistakes. The very best entrepreneurial minds who have started and owned multiple businesses seek out others who've been there, done that. We are always trying to be more efficient, more effective, and quicker in all that we do. I'm calling out all entrepreneurs listening right now. Admit it. Speed is always more appealing. It's the work smarter, not harder cliche. We want to find that guy or that gal who made the path ahead of us, has the roadmap, and ask them, how'd you do it? I mean, how long did it take? How much did it cost? If she had to do it all over again, what would he do differently? We want to find out exactly what worked and what didn't, so we can take the best tried and tested and true strategies, improve on them, of course, and create a new track of our own to run on. Because y'all know it, and I know it. We're always like to create our own path, right? One of the best skills any entrepreneur can develop is the skill of asking great questions. But you got to be willing to listen to the answers too. Now, not only will that save you time and money and energy, but you'll also learn and grow in direct proportion to the number and quality of the good questions that you ask. Doing your homework means finding out exactly what works and what doesn't. However, it's important to be aware that not every strategy works for everyone all the time. In fact, you'll find there are some strategies in a growing business that, well, quite frankly, don't fit you at all. For example, in my business viability assessment workshop, there is a specific section in the assessment for service-based businesses and product-based businesses because each of those have their own unique challenges. You will always need to explore more than one driving route and lay out the alternatives that are a good fit for you, the Plan B strategy that I've spoken about in the past. But you do need to have a keen understanding of everything that works, even if you're not going to apply that strategy to your own situation. You might need to collaborate with someone who one day turns out to be a poor fit for all the strategies you found work so well for you, but are brilliant at using all the strategies that, well, frankly, don't fit you at all. This happens more often than you think, but it's like street knowledge, right? Remember when we talked about service versus product? Strategies are different, but the street smarts are good. An essential part of building a business is finding techniques that work well for your business. You play to your strengths. They play to theirs. And you both learn from each other. Last but not least, mindset is everything when it comes to starting and growing a business. I won't dive too deeply into this today as we've covered a lot of the mindset stuff in previous series, but the strategies, roadmap, and business plan for building a successful business is usually very straightforward and easy to grasp. What makes the difference is your mindset and the application of your well thought out and documented strategies that are done with consistency, determination, a whole lot of grit, and enthusiasm to reap those long-term rewards. Key is, the more time you spend with fellow entrepreneurs, the more questions you'll ask, the faster you'll learn, and the quicker your business will grow. And, well, let's admit it, owning your own business is way more fun than working for an employer, too. One way to mitigate your risk and be confident that your business idea should have a pretty high chance of succeeding is to start this exploration process with my Assess Your Biz questionnaire and workshop. It's designed to help budding wantrepreneurs or early stage entrepreneurs like you to assess the probability of success for the business idea that you've got percolating in your head. This workshop is perfect. It's a business litmus test for aspiring entrepreneurs. If you're interested in discovering what the probability of your business idea will be, and will it be successful, be the first to know when the doors open to Assess My Business Workshop by clicking on the link and save your spot on the wait list. And I'll also send you my free entrepreneur skill set checklist too, to thank you for your interest. I will see you next week.